What is up, everybody? Today, we are taking you on a private tour of what is known as the Golden Horseshoe. The Golden Horseshoe is basically made up of three different castles: Zolochiv, Pidhirsti, and Olesko. It is an all-day excursion from Lviv that includes transportation from and to our hotel. Our first stop was Zolochiv Castle, roughly 60 kilometers from Lviv. We got there 45 minutes before it opened, so we decided to take a stroll into the nearby town of Zolochiv. As with most places in Ukraine, you will always find a local market where one can purchase most day-to-day items. And it never fails that nearby there will most definitely be a central transportation hub for both inner city and city-to-city options that includes taxis, buses, marshrutkas, and more.
Artist, national hero. He was living in Russian Empire time. He was from really poor family, really poor, and he was working on the rich people like for food when he was a child.
The town itself seemed very slow-paced and quiet, something we really appreciated, having spent the past 2 weeks in the hustle and bustle of loud cities. Zolochiv, like many towns in the east of Ukraine, was under several occupations including Polish, Austrian, Russian, and even German, but officially became a part of Ukraine in 1991. Zolochiv has a number of architectural landmarks, from churches to statues of notable individuals, and probably the most famous, Zolochiv Castle.
Like a Renaissance fortifications, and this Renaissance fortification they created for protection. So castle inside over there, but here we have these protection walls.
Okay.
But inside it's a castle, and that wall protect it. It's really high wall.
Just before entering the castle grounds, you can take a side path down to the reconstructed chapel that is considered to be the oldest Zolochiv icon of St. Nicholas, dating back to the 17th century. The castle is surrounded by a moat that was at one point deeply filled with water. Once you've crossed the drawbridge, you will enter the courtyard. The castle itself belonged to the Sobieskis, Polish royalty in the early 17th century, and was built on a hill as a fortress to prevent foreign invasions. The castle complex consists of the royal and Chinese palaces. Over its history, the complex was subject to many different rulings and was heavily damaged. Thanks to funding from the Lviv Art Gallery, the castle grounds have been greatly restored. The interior of the castle has been stylized to mimic the 17th and 18th centuries, with picturesque copies of works by leading European artists, a regalia of knightly orders, and an interesting collection of hunting trophies. In the Chinese palace, you can find art pieces from China, Japan, India, Indonesia, and more. An unexpected stop before Pidhirsti Castle was the Roman Catholic Church of Exaltation in St. Joseph. It was built by the architect Karl Romans in the 18th century in Baroque fashion with an interior reminiscent of Roman times. Our next stop was Pidhirsti Castle. Built between 1635 and 1640 by an Italian architect for a family of Polish-Lithuanian royalty. Like Zolochiv Castle, it was built as a fortress on a hill with a surrounding moat. It is currently undergoing renovations and is now a part of the Lviv National Art Gallery. The castle and its grounds were stunningly beautiful. However, the interior was empty with very little to look at and was still in need of much restoration. Olesko was the final castle on our tour. Located on a small hill, it too was built with a moat and defensive walls. The castle dates back to sometime in 1930 and was under the control of multiple countries, including Poland, Lithuania, and Hungary. The castle itself offers stunning views of the surrounding countryside. It features sculptures, paintings, period weapons, and other objects used in everyday life at that time. It's finally time for a late lunch and we're going to Gridnitsa, a local restaurant that was at one point located within Olesko Castle. Apparently, castle management raised rent such that the restaurant, unfortunately, had to relocate down the hill just outside of the castle grounds. Despite the absence of getting to eat on castle grounds, the restaurant itself still maintained a medieval atmosphere where even the waitstaff dressed the part.
Never be.
This is
Huh?
rose alcohol
That's rose?
from Lviv region.
Never be afraid. I'll be there to hold you.
Did you have?
Mine is mushroom soup with galushkis. Let me find you galushka. This is galushka.
Oh, okay.
a little Galician again,
Go ahead.
because with mushrooms.
Tastes like wild mushroom, not like, you know, grocery store crocker mushroom.
Tastes like
Yeah.
fresh mushrooms.
Yeah, but in, maybe I can get hallucination if I'm gonna be lucky. Maybe I can get high. I eat it, but it's not for sure.
Cream. Or no, is that
Yeah, it's
sour
sour
cream?
creamy. You need to mix it.
Mix it up, yeah. It's good. This is one of the better borscht I've had. Normally, a lot of places they give it to me, it's cold. This one's hot, which is really good. But this one has just the, this is just the traditional one, right?
Yeah,
Just
look
the
for
beets and the-
Yeah, just look for that literal.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, I think you just pick it. There was one piece of dough. There was like a little dumpling.
No,
Yeah, right.
Oh,
here.
here. Okay, okay.
This
there
is
you
called
go.
ushka.
Ushka. Okay.
And inside should be mushrooms.
Yeah, it's good. I didn't know. Oh, this is it's veal with mushroom
And potato.
and potatoes, and it's like a cream sauce, right? A cream sauce. Try it. It's real hearty. It doesn't have like a real strong flavor or anything. It's just like real hearty, good, like stew kind of.
How's veal?
The veal's good. It's tender. I approve.
I'll be there to hold you.
Зараз мене.
Everything was excellent and very reasonably priced. Unfortunately, we didn't save our receipt, but if I recall correctly, the entire bill for the four of us was right around $25 to $30. As always, if you enjoyed this video and found it to be helpful, click that thumbs up button down below and please consider subscribing to our channel.